据多家媒体的报道，美国摩根大通前亚洲市场高管被香港当局因涉嫌腐败的招聘行为而拘捕，随后保释。消息传出之后，众多美国大型的基金以及金融机构在中国涉嫌类似行为的公司都开始高度的警觉。实际上，美国大投行们在中国的招聘行为是由美国证监会和美国司法部早在去年年底和今年年初分别提出进行调查的。值得注意的是，在美国方面还是处在纸上谈兵的阶段，但是中国方面却已经采取了行动。那么，美国业界如何看待这一现象？这是不是说明了中美国际法律互动开始了，还是说还停留在各说各话，但是法律性重复程序的一个碰撞？今天，德惠律师事务所高级律师顾问尚杰福为我们分析。
What I think of is in the U.S. we have a dual system, the federal system and the state system. And what people from China often find very surprising is that the two systems will often work independently. So sometimes you'll have a federal investigation, maybe a settlement, but then the state will now investigate the same exact thing with the same exact company within their state. And so they do it twice. And when I look at what's happening in China with some of these high-level executives being investigated, it seems like now we have three
times.
We have the U.S. State, we have the U.S. federal, and now we have the Chinese government.
And there are so many people being hired. So many of them, they are qualified. How can you prove what action is actually against law? Hire somebody who's way not qualified just because the father and mother or relatives connected with a powerful person. So I think it's very difficult to prove the case.
Supposedly, again, this is allegations. I don't know what's true or false, but supposedly they hired some people, those family members. But look at what happens in the U.S. If Hillary Clinton was not known as Bill Clinton's husband, would she have the kind of support she's getting? If George W. Bush was just the governor of Texas and he wasn't famous as the son of former President Bush, would he have received so much support? And if you look at those examples, there's a certain logic to hiring somebody with a famous name. Is that wrong?
In the future, what is the development? What will come out of it?
I think this is going to lead to some interesting questioning in the U.S. about whether or not laws like the FCPA, the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, the laws against bribery in foreign countries really are an appropriate tool. Because it's one thing in the 1990s or the 2000s when a company had to deal with the U.S. state regulator and the federal government. But now if these government agencies bring a case and then you have criminal action brought in China, maybe you have civil action brought in Hong Kong, I think companies are going to say this is just too much. We can't have 4 or 5 different regulators all investigating the same exact action. The country that alleges something is wrong, if there's bribery in China, let China handle it. This isn't for the U.S. to handle. And I think that might be something that changes over time.
So, or there should be an international business law, everybody accept.
Oh, that would be nice. I think that would be hard to convince people to agree to, but that would be nice.
But this is the beginning. Everything, at least we see some actions.
Sure,
So
there's definitely some interaction between the U.S. and China on these issues, and in some ways it's very positive. But in some ways I think businesses might be very scared that they're now getting...
Should they be? Or they should just do the right thing?
I think it's very easy for someone like me or like you to say, hey, do the right thing. I think it's a lot harder when you're the person doing the day-to-day work and you feel this immense pressure from various angles. I think, of course, companies should always do the right thing. There's no question about it. But what I want to say is it's very easy for me to say that. It's much harder to actually do it.